Genshin Impact is one of the most successful games in the world, and a huge part of that is how it taps into something anime has perfected for decades. Instantly readable characters, expressive faces, iconic silhouettes, an action that looks clean even when it's chaotic. But today I'm going to be breaking down the specific ways Genshin borrows influence from anime, visually, narratively, and structurally, and why it works so well in an open world game. And quick note, when I say borrow, I don't mean copies one show. I mean it uses the visual language and the story grammar that anime audiences already understand, and adapt it into a 3D open world RPG. So let's get into it. Most people summarize Genshin's style as anime plus cel-shading, and yeah, that's the headline. But the reason it reads as anime is a whole stack of choices. Number 1, facial design rules. Large eyes, simplified noses, and mouths. Strong eyebrow shades, and very controlled facial proportions. Anime faces are designed for quick emotion readability, and Genshin keeps that even in 3D. Number 2, hair as graphic design. In a lot of anime, hair is basically a logo made of big shapes with a few accent strands. Genshin hair does the same thing. Clean clumps, deliberate spikes and curves, and strong color blocking. Number 3, line work and edges. Anime relies on lines to separate forms. In 3D, you don't literally draw every line, but you simulate that clarity with shading boundaries, rim lights, and controlled contrast. Technical breakdowns of Genshin-like shaders often point out how the light to shadow transition is carefully tuned. Not too harsh, not too soft, so you get that anime shadow band without losing depth. Number 4, color design that avoids realism. Genshin chooses palettes the way anime does. Clear hue families, strong accents, and outfit colors that communicate personality at a glance. Realistic? Not really. Instantly readable? Absolutely. And interestingly, there's an industry talk from GDC specifically crafting an anime-style open world, because making anime work in a fully 3D, fully explorable world is a big technical and art direction challenge. Now let's talk about something anime has always been amazing at. Casting. Not actors, character archetypes. Genshin leans into anime habits of making characters readable in 2 seconds. The stoic professional who hides warmth, the genius prodigy, the mysterious wanderer, the chaotic gremlin energy side character, the noble leader with a burden, and the rival who respects you. And it doesn't stop at personality. Anime archetypes often come with visual cues. Posture, eye shape, outfit structure, and color symbolism. Genshin does the same thing, so you can feel a character before you know their lore. And to be clear, this isn't bad writing. Archetypes are like shortcuts. The trick is, can you start with an archetype, then add specific details that make the character feel like a person? Genshin often does that through voice lines, story quests, and recurring events. Now in anime, you'll often get these moments of sakuga, a burst of high-impact animation quality where everything pops. Camera, timing, effects, composition. Genshin basically bakes that into the combat loop with burst animations and signature skills. Notice what they borrow from anime action. The pose-to-pose clarity, strong key poses you can read instantly, and effects as punctuation. That hit isn't just damage, it's an exclamation point. Camera framing that sells power. Close-ups, dramatic angles, then wide shots. And then we have color-coded energy. Elements are basically anime auras with consistent visual rules. Even if you don't know the meta, it still feels hype. That's anime action design translated into game feedback. Now, anime storytelling often works in arcs. You meet a cast, you get a focused mini-story, you resolve something emotional, and you move on. but you keep threats hanging for later. Genshin mirrors that structure. For instance, big nation arcs function like anime seasons. Character story quests are basically single episode spotlights. Here's who this person is, what they want, and what they fear. And then we have limited time events often feeling like OVAs. Side stories that deepen the world and relationships. And because it's a live service game, you can keep doing the anime thing where you periodically return to the characters for more development. And one more piece that helps the anime vibe, the world building approach. Lots of anime fantasy use recognizable cultural motifs, sometimes loosely, sometimes deeply, to make a setting feel instantly legible. Genshin's nations are widely discussed as drawing from a range of real-world inspirations. For example, Inazuma is strongly associated with Japan-inspired motifs. Then we have Liu, which is strongly associated with China-inspired motifs. And other regions are discussed in terms of combinations, like the Middle East, South Asia, and ancient civilizations influencing certain regions and areas, depending on which nation you're looking at. This approach matches how many anime build fantasy worlds. Take a core inspiration, stylize it, and remix it into something new. And obviously, inspiration is not the same thing as a perfect representation, but it's a real part of why the world feels both fantasy and familiar at the same time. So is Genshin just anime? Not really. It's a hybrid. Anime visual language, plus 3D open world design constraints, plus live service storytelling. The anime influence isn't a skin you paint on at the end. It's in the character readability, the pacing of the reveals, the way the game gives you spotlight episodes, and the way it makes action feel like a highlight reel. If you've ever wondered why Genshin feels so instantly appealing, even to people who don't watch a ton of anime, this is why. It uses an entertainment language that's been refined for decades to communicate personality and emotion fast. And then it adapts it to an open world RPG format. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a comment with the most anime moment in Genshin to you, such as the art, story, or combat, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Take care.